Coming up on Mountain News this morning, both candidates for governor unveiled a new plan for education that will raise teachers' salaries. And the CHI St. Joseph Health Hospital received a much-needed grant for its infant care center.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:31 on August 17th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your foggy forecast this morning. Hopefully that will pass pretty soon. We're starting to see some beautiful sunrises.
Exactly. We got to get above the fog to show them to you. So that's what we're going to do. Remember those couple of cameras we were just talking about that we wanted to highlight the sunrise? I've got both of them for you full screen now. So let's start with Buffalo Mountain. Beautiful scene up there above the fog. So we just got to get past the fog this morning. Sunrise on the way, 57 here in Perry County this morning. But look at that blanket there. That's a beautiful scene there. But you can tell it's foggy now behind Moorhead there on the camera at 61 up there. But again, we're seeing a possibility for a little bit of sunrise up that way as well. Dew points down to about 60. That's not too bad out there. Humidity's way up, but again, that's not a big thing this time of the year because when your dew points and your humidity are up, that's when you get that sticky air you can wear type feel. 50s and 60s out there this morning. 55 Wye, 65 Monticello, and again, low 60s, upper 50s for a lot of folks. Warmer this afternoon. A few more clouds build in as a cold front comes through tonight. It's basically just a weak cold front. It's going to bring the cold air, but just a very small chance of rain. Enjoy that because that'll be the next best chance for rain we see for the next at least 7 days. 84 a daytime high this afternoon. Olivia?
Brandon, thank you. A Wise County, Virginia man has been sentenced to life behind bars after killing his grandmother back in 2020. 34-year-old Joshua Blake Smith of Big Stone Gap pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder, 1 count of abduction, and 1 count of strangulation in Wise County Circuit Court. In August 2020, Smith forced his grandmother into a bedroom against her will while she was resisting. He stabbed her multiple times in the neck with a knife. After suffocating and strangling her, Smith told police it took her several hours to die. Now an update to a story we first told you about on Tuesday. Police in Powell County have found the man who was wanted after he ran away from law enforcement. Lonnie Shuley is now in custody. He was found after someone on Morris Creek Road noticed things out of place around their building. He was hiding inside. He is facing multiple felony charges. A London woman has been arrested for driving under the influence while trying to pick up kids at school. 36-year-old Brandy Crystal Evans was taken into custody at London Elementary Monday. London police say they found Evans walking around the vehicle with kids and her mom inside. After being read her Miranda rights, police say Evans told them she had alcohol in her system before going to the school. She was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. One longtime Eastern Kentucky firefighter who served a Letcher County volunteer fire department for nearly 50 years has died. Thomas Haynes has served the Neon Volunteer Fire Department since 1975. Haynes had been the assistant chief and captain for the department. He was 76 years old. Reversing learning loss and finding ways to boost teacher pay are 2 of the main education issues in the race for Kentucky governor. Both candidates rolled out their plans to voters this week. Kelsey Soto is taking a look at the 2 plans to see how they compare.
2 candidates, 2 education plans, but only one will be elected as governor.
We cannot and we will not accept chaos in our classrooms.
Republican nominee Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced his catch-up plan on Tuesday. He pointed to declining test scores and says his proposal would fully fund a 16-week tutoring program to help those students who have fallen behind the most.
Addressing the learning loss by treating it as the emergency that it is. We will implement the largest expansion of reading and math instruction in the history of Kentucky.
On Wednesday, Democratic incumbent Governor Andy Beshear revealed his Education First platform. In it is an 11% pay raise for teachers and school personnel. He believes it would be the largest single pay raise for public school educators in 40 years.
But this raise is across the board. So existing teachers and all school staff benefit, because when all you do is raise the starting salary, it creates compression.
Beshear says there's also a need for student loan forgiveness and funding for universal pre-K.
Like the last budget I proposed, my plan fully funds student transportation. Again, we presented that last time to the General Assembly, and unfortunately, they failed to do it.
This year's plan would make starting salary for teachers $42,191, while Cameron's proposal would start teachers at $41,500. Both candidates have more homework with a looming deadline in November. In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
The Cameron Catch-Up Plan includes efforts to crack down on absenteeism and improvements to classroom discipline. Governor Beshear's Education First proposal of increasing salaries would cost about $1.1 billion. Perry County students are preparing to return to the classroom, and once again, those in the Buckhorn community will be traveling to Hazard. After floodwaters breached and destroyed much of what was inside the school in the Buckhorn community, students were transported to the old A.B. Combs School in Hazard. Educators scrambled to repair that building for Buckhorn and Robinson Elementary last year, and further revisions were made during the summer.
But everybody here is team players. They've worked really hard, and you can look and walk around this building and see the changes. If you had went into this building before we came last year and tried to rush a prep to get into this building and get our students, our school ready for our students, you would be amazed.
The estimates now are that the Buckhorn School will be ready in time for the 2024-25 school year. The state's first electric-powered school bus has been covering routes for the past week in Wolfe County. John Halsey is the transportation director of Wolfe County Schools. In the EV's first week, he placed bus number 2230 to pick up students at Red River Valley Elementary School. He says he has noticed the noise level on the inside of the 66-passenger bus has decreased compared to driving a diesel-fueled bus.
Students are actually quieter on the bus because they're not having to talk over the noise of the engine.
Halsey says there are 3 more electric school buses coming to Wolfe County between October and November. The Pikeville Fire Department added 2 new trucks to its response fleet. The firemen trained with the new rigs yesterday, Engine 3 and Squad 1. One is a full response truck with rescue gear and a pump. The other is a regular pump truck. Officials say the new equipment will replace 2 decades-old trucks.
Those trucks will still stay in our fleet as a backup. So that will help our ISO rating and in turn make us just a little bit more prepared in case something was to happen to a truck, and we would have a backup to be able to respond.
Department officials say they are excited to have new gear to better serve the city. The Leonard Lawson Cancer Center is looking for sponsors and participants for an upcoming 5K. Other than participating directly in the race, you can sign up to hand out waters or hold up signs to cheer on participants. All the donations made to the Color of Courage 5K Run Walk go straight to helping cancer patients.
So the 5K fund relies on donations from people in the community, employees of the Cancer Center, and the proceeds go to help our cancer patients with their co-pays, gas money, and so on and so forth.
The night before the Color Run, there will be a community event for people to come together to create signs to cheer others on at the 5K. The community event will be at the business complex on Main Street from 5 to 7 at night. You can register for the 5K up until the day of, which is September 9th. CHI St. Joseph Health in London has recently received a grant for the Infant Care Center. The grant was $40,000 and is being used to buy new equipment in the infant care unit to better serve patients. CHI St. Joseph London President John Yanes feels like the grant could not have come at a better time and says the hospital will be able to serve more patients because of it.
This grant will primarily is earmarked for panda warmers to better treat our patients, our infant patients that come through our emergency department. And certainly that will support that, the services.
Yanes also says the grant will be able to give care to babies and families who would otherwise have to leave the area for treatment.
6:41 on this foggy Thursday morning. You can see close to zero visibility pretty much everywhere now, except on some of the areas kind of near the borders there. So just be careful out there this morning, especially if you're in East Tennessee, southern West Virginia, or southern or eastern Kentucky, because we got near zero visibility everywhere. Temperatures low 60s, upper 50s, mid 50s there, Wise, Clintwood, and then you see mid 60s out there toward Monticello. But otherwise, it's just a cool start to the day. And today, we're going to see a mix of sun and clouds, more clouds late. Temperatures top out right around 84. Should be a nice day. Weak cold front comes through tonight. Got the cold air coming, but again, the rain chances are minimal. Olivia?
Thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. An invasive species of hornets was found in Georgia, which could spell trouble for crops in the Peach State.